beautiful people. Welcome to it. It is Monday. Start off a new work week. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thanks for rocking with me. I appreciate you being with me. And just like that, the Los Angeles Rams are first in the NFC West. It's a weak division. The Seattle loss meant a little bit of something for the Los Angeles Rams. Their win on Thursday against the 49ers was huge. And with the Seahawks loss on Sunday night to Green Bay, now the Los Angeles Rams are in the driver's seat. That was a huge December game. I felt it was going to be a close game. Not only was it close, but it was also not very entertaining, slow, boring, not a lot of scoring. The big story turned out being about a player leaving in the middle of the game, in the middle of the third quarter, after Kyle Shanahan needed him to go in the game, and he refused. That was the talk after the game, not how the Rams held on to beat a very lackluster and uninteresting 49ers team that's been banged up for much of the season. I don't know what it is. I woke up today and I can't get out of my head the struggling Rams offense. That's all I got in my head, in my mind. It's all I've been thinking about, how bad this Rams offense looks. It's not like old times when they used to dominate and impose their will on opposing teams. Remember, this team used to show up on Thursdays, Sundays, Mondays, would tear you up, like beat you into submission. You would get high-flying 30-plus point games from the Rams' exciting offense. It was their identity on both sides of the ball, to wear you down, to outscore you, to run up the score, to make big plays on the defense and give the ball back to the offense. An innovative Sean McVay has all the tools, the shiny toys, the gadgets, and weapons he can use, but is obviously out of creative play calls, or maybe he's in over his head. You don't have to tell me the game plan. We know it all begins with the run game, and it all starts with Kyron Williams. I still have some caution optimism because, look, the 49ers are in last place. The Rams beat them twice. They'll see Seattle at SoFi Stadium in Week 18, in which the division could likely come down to the Seahawks-Rams in Week 18. If the Rams beat the Jets next week and the Seahawks lose to the Packers and Vikings, Los Angeles can clinch the NFC West with a win against the Cardinals in Week 17. That could be huge. It would allow the Rams to rest starters in Week 18 to get ready for the playoffs. But there's a great chance the Week 18 showdown between the Rams and the Seahawks is meaningless, crazy. If the Rams offense kind of falls asleep at the wheel and struggles to get a first down, that can mean trouble for them. Their offense worries me a bit. It really does. And I don't like that feeling that their offense worries me. And what worries me the most about the Rams offense, you take away their defense and they likely lose that game to the 49ers. It's not like Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua are lighting up teams. On defense, timely hits after timely hits, big plays. And I'll say this, the defense has been the saving grace. I thought the defensive front was stellar versus the San Francisco 49ers. I can't tell you this offense is going to click and get it together. There's been some of these games where they win because of their defense. Man, you watch this defense and you're going, man, nobody is generating pressure at a higher rate. And for the defense to play the way they did after the offense couldn't find the end zone is a perfect representation of complementary football. That was, without question, the best performance by the Rams defense, holding the 49ers to 6 points, 2 field goals. Defense took away the run, which put pressure on Brock Purdy and the pass game, stuffing runs, good coverage, 5-man rush, overloading the left side, causing the pocket to collapse. So I look at this and go, all right, if you can stop the run and contain mobile quarterbacks, if the Rams defense can do that and the offense stays consistent, this could be a team nobody wants to see in the playoffs. They won the game last Thursday, but man, the offense is sputtering and backfiring. That's not great. You want to fix that. You want to have an explosive offense that can put up points and take some pressure off the defense. I just wonder how much a guy like Sean McVay wants to, hey, I have to stick to the running game, can't get too cute, can't get fancy, and just keep feeding the ball to Kyron Williams and let him do his thing. We have to continue to get a ground game established so that we have shots to take in play action or middle of the field stuff. Because if I'm Sean McVay, I'm not getting away from the run game, even if it's not working early. And I like that about McVay, that he's willing to be patient with the ground game. That's the strength, running the football and controlling the time of possession. If the Rams offense gets cooking, I feel like they can make a run with the offense they have. It may not be anything spectacular or special, but definitely a team that could cause problems and be dangerous if clicking at the right time, if this offense gets going, So I would be cautiously optimistic and wouldn't get my hopes up high. And that's just the kind of year it's been for not only the Rams, but every team in the NFC West. It's really hard to predict. I talked about it before the season that the Rams would win 11 games and finish second behind the 49ers and get a wild card spot. The Rams have fought their way back, but couldn't score the other night. They couldn't score on Thursday night. Got to score points to win in the NFL. I think we can say the Rams are the best team in the NFC West currently speaking, and if they keep winning, good, bad, or ugly, it doesn't matter as long as they win. They are going to win the division, but never in a million years would I have predicted that the Rams would be one of the most uncreative teams in football. I never thought this is how it would be for the NFC West. I really never imagined this. Like, I didn't picture this. When I broke down the NFC and gave my predictions, I thought the NFC West would be the best division in football. I could not foresee this happening to the 49ers, where they got hit with a ton of injuries. It felt sudden, like it just happened out of nowhere. They got hit hard with injuries. Everyone in that damn locker room caught the injury bug. It's hard to win games when most of your starters are hurt. The defense performed terribly and tragedies happened. It's different. It was a different year for them, and that's what I didn't envision earlier in the season. I also think about this. How much longer will their window stay open? Their playoff chances dropped, and it seems as though it's never been bleak. There's beauty in the struggle, and there's next year for sure. This season has been a blur, a long blur. And with all the uncertainty that remains in the NFC West, we can certainly say the 49ers season is over. It was a down year, injuries, miscommunication, terrible play calling that pretty much defined their season. Egos got in the way. The season is effectively over. And Kyle Shanahan, the guy folks like to call a genius, bears plenty of responsibility for the team's regression. They have been inconsistent or bad in nearly all three phases of football for most of the year. That game last Thursday, dropped balls, bad decisions, and a player quits during the game. They fall to 6-8 on the season with a 12-6 loss to the Rams. There's always talk about Shanahan being on the hot seat. If he wants to stay employed, he needs to adapt and evolve his offense. But either way, their window is for sure slowly closing. I still have faith in the Niners moving forward. Rest up and get healthy for next season. The Madden curse is real, folks. It was a great run, one hell of a stretch. The fact that the division was up for anyone to win was just wild. There are really no good teams in the NFC West. Talented? Yes. Good? No. It made for exciting football early in the season. I mean, I thought this was going to be one of the most exciting divisions in football. For much of the season, the Seahawks have not looked like a professional football team. I mean, they had their moments where they looked like a very good team. But I can't be hard on the Seahawks. First-year head coach, whole new staff, mix and match defense outside of a few 2- and 3-year guys. The 0-3 start definitely raised the standard, lifted expectations. And with the Seahawks, it's like you have the deepest defensive line group in the NFL. That's fair to say, right? Physical, explosive collection of guys. The D-line of Seattle's is their strength going forward. Every single play that you watched on the defensive side of the ball it was a different player making a play. The depth of their front, they're rolling through there. They're all making plays. The linebackers are playing aggressive, flying all over the field. Ernest Jones is all over the field. I don't know if there's another team that is getting as much contributions from as many different players. The loss to Green Bay on Sunday night dropped the Seahawks out of the current playoff picture, with the Commanders a game ahead for third and the final wild card spot. Washington also has 2 more conference wins in the event of a tiebreaker. And, watching that game, the game just showed that the Seahawks are not on the level of some of those higher teams. The first 2 drives killed them, and the defense looked out of character. I don't know how often we've said that about Seattle's defense. Over the last 5 weeks, they've been giving up 95 yards per game in the run game. And, that's top 5 in the NFL. What is it with the Seahawks? They're lacking in the trenches, the penalties, the red zone turnovers from Geno Smith. It's unpredictable which Geno is going to show up on game day. The 12 touchdowns are 15 interceptions. You never know with him. Question is the quarterback in Seattle. It's time to think about replacing Geno and getting a franchise quarterback. He's a quality backup, not a starter, just worked long enough in Seattle. They plugged him into this offense. He had a resurgent year, and then he reverts back to his old habits, making bad choices with the football. Geno is just an okay, not a great quarterback. I absolutely know with McDonald as the head coach, Geno is not his future quarterback. If last night told us anything, it told us Geno's ceiling is a 9-8 quarterback with 0 playoff wins. Geno going down doesn't help either. He suffered an injury in the game. I think there's definitely some bright spots and a promising future. In Arizona, it's a rebuild. If you're a Cardinals fan, you should be excited. Their rebuild is a splitting image of what is going on in Detroit. It has been likened many times to the Detroit Lions in terms of process, composition, and philosophy. The overall vision of the team seems to be a balanced team that can win, even if Kyler Murray doesn't have his best game. I don't know if Kyler is a good fit for the future of this team. Murray is just too small. He's a tiny dude. You can't dispute that the Cardinals are indeed playing meaningful games in December, and that is progress for them. Now, they're still a work in progress, but they've come a long way. The Cards and Murray proved they are capable of beating bad teams, and now they have to win one more game and set up an engagement against the Rams where they can prove they can beat a team better than them. Look, they're not where they are necessarily because of Kyler Murray's play. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not great either. He's been really good at times, like it's impressive, but for 4 weeks, he's been below average. You're supposed to be one of the quarterbacks who get better as the season goes on, not worse. It's taken Kyler too long to get the mental errors out of his game. The NFC West is a weak, unpredictable, uncertain, wild, crazy division. When it's all said and done, I'm crowning the Rams. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. Without you guys, none of this is possible. If you like my content, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the love and support. That's awesome. You know, it goes a long way. Thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate it. Guys, I do this for you. I do this for the sports fan. I love chatting with the sports fan. And once again, it's been fun on a Monday to chat with you guys. We got Monday Night Football tonight. Maybe I'll talk about the NFC North next. That's the best division in football. Right now, I'm talking about the weakest division. Let's talk about the best division in football because every team in that division have won 10 games. So we probably will dive into that next. But guys, take care. I'm out of here now. I got to get going. Talk to you guys very soon. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.